Welcome to my YouTube channel Chennai Robotist. My name is Dilip Kumar and I'm going to be your mentor for this playlist. So we're going to learn basic electronics from the scratch, like what is current, what is voltage, what is resistor, what is a diode, what is a xeno diode, what is potentiometer, what is breadboard, and LDR, micro switch, multimeter, transistor, and few projects using transistors. These are the projects we're going to see in this playlist. Hope you really enjoy it. I'm going to use Tinkercad to show you real-time components, how to use it, and I'm also going to demonstrate physically. So let's get into our chapter today, the basic electronics lesson 1. Okay, let's first open Tinkercad. Just type Tinkercad, Tinkercad in Google. This is Tinkercad website. You need to sign up if you want to use Tinkercad. So you have to choose your educator or student. So in my case I'm an educator. So if you are a student, you have to choose student. Okay, so this is our Tinkercad. Once you open the page, you can see all your saved documents here. So I'm going to start a fresh class now. So I'm going to say classes, and then I'm going to go to new class. Let's name our class lesson 1, basic electronics. So if you want to add students name, give permission for them to access your saved documents, you can do that by agreeing to this. This is for educators, not for students. So once I give your name here, you'll be able to access it. So let's create the activity name, battery and resistor. Okay, let's avoid the description for now. So it's been created. Let's click on that, then create a new design. I'm going to create the circuit here. Yes, we are right here on Tinkercad website. So you need to save your document. Let's say again lesson 1, battery resistor. And so here you have all the components, like we have resistor here, LED, push button, potentiometer, likewise battery, and all other components are here. Suppose some components are not visible, you can always search here. Let's say I'm going to search for Arduino. So Arduino, then you have Arduino here. So so in our exercise today, let's learn from the basics. So this is today being our first lesson in our playlist. So let's start with our first lesson. Simple exercise. Let's say we're going to bring in 9-volt battery, just like physically how we play with 9-volt battery. There's a 9-volt written here. So I'm going to bring in an LED here. So let's bring them close. Let's zoom in so that you'll be able to see it clear. Yes, now that we have we can close this component here list by clicking on this. Now we have an LED here and 9-volt battery here. So first let's do a simple connection. Okay, so cathode is negative and anode means positive, so we should remember that. So now so negative we have to connect it here and positive this side. So let's say I'm going to connect the negative cathode here. So I can do the connection like this. Okay, so instead of doing it like that, we can do it neatly by clicking here, then take a bend here. So you have to click here and then take a bend here. So once that red box is there, click on it, you have made a connection. So when we talk about negative and positive in electronics, so negative represents black, so we should remember that. So here too we have black and red. Red means positive. Okay, so now we have to connect this, so we have to cross over this. So instead of doing that, we'll have to turn this battery. Usually we do it physically, but here we can click this here and then flip. Now our negative is here, positive is here. That's it. So let's connect positive here again. So instead of doing like that, I'm going to click like here and then take it here, positive. So positive means it should be red. That's it. We have connected our 9-volt battery and LED. So let's turn this on. How do you turn this on? Like we have start stimulation, we have to click on this for it to function. So let's click on that. What happened? Can you see this LED is bursted? So this star symbol represents that the LED is fused, it's got bursted. So what's the reason? Just keep your cursor on that. It's saying current through the LED is 915 milliamp. So 915 milliamp, while absolute maximum is 20 milliamp. So you have to give 20 milliamp consumption, it is consumed 915 milliamps. So why did this happen? Because we are supplying more voltage. So instead the LED works in between 1.5 and 3. So whereas we have provided 3 times its capability. So now let's stop it. How do we rectify this? How do we reduce this 9 volt to 3 volt? We are going to bring in another component here. Let's say you must have heard about this. It's called resistor. Let's click here and then drag in and drop it here. Okay, and then close this one. Can you see that this is resistor? So if you don't know what is the color code of the resistance here, what are these, and you're very basic to resistors, so don't worry, I have already made a separate video about what is a resistor and how to read this color code and how to use it and things like that. So you can refer to that video. The link is in my description, as well as the link is now appearing on top. Okay, our resistance is here. So how are we going to connect? So is resistance has polarity. Polarity meaning like this LED has polarity. Like suppose you have cathode written here. So if you connect anode here and cathode here, the LED will not turn on. It is polarity. So resistor is a non-polarity component, which means there is no plus and minus to it. So let's say we are going to connect a resistance through the battery. You can either way remove this wire or this wire, either way. So let's remove this and let's use this. Okay, so let's connect it like this. Okay, now let's take it like this, positive, positive. Right, now we are using a resistance here, and let's start stimulation. Our LED is glowing, so it's not fused. So what is the work of a resistor? Now you should be able to answer it. So from 9 volt, the resistance voltage is dropped to the LED. That's why the LED is glowing. Now the current is also consumed in 22 milliamps. Otherwise you will get a warning symbol here. So that is the work of a resistor in series. So resistor, if it's connected in parallel, you should know what happens. That I have already told you. I have a separate video for that. You should take a look at it. Okay, now this resistance, it has a value, right? So let me change the value and see what happens. So let's start stimulate it. LED is glowing now. So let's change the resistance value and see how it's glowing. Now it is 1 kilo ohms. I'm going to change it to 10 kilo ohms. Now see the brightness is reduced, which means more voltage is dropped here. That's why the LED is going dim. Now let's increase the resistance value to 100. Look at it, even more dimmer. So the more resistance drops more voltage, and the LED gets less voltage. That's the simple calculation you should know. So what about reducing it? So let's bring it back to 1 kilo ohms. So instead of kilo ohms, let's convert it to ohms. Okay, so let's keep it to ohms. Okay, so let's say we're going to have 1000 ohms. So 1000 ohms is equal to 1 kilo ohms. So I'm going to reduce this gradually. Let's reduce it to 500. 500 is brighter, right? So I'm going to make it to 300. So I made it to 300. Can you see the warning symbol here? It says the current consumption is more because you have dropped the value of the resistance too low, and more voltage is passing to the LED. So you should have always 360. So anything should not be less than 360. 360 for 9 volt resistance. This is the calculation. Okay, now the LED is very brighter, right? That's the value of resistance we should use. Now you are thorough about how to use a resistor and how with the LED. It's not just an LED. Even if it's a buzzer, or later you're going to use some other devices also, you must know how to use it. 3 volts. See, you should know that the 9 volt here does not exactly get 3 volt here. Okay, we are just using a resistance here. How to get it exactly 3 volt? That we need to have regulators and transistors. We're going to learn more about that in our online classes. We have learned how to use a resistance in series today. So that's our first lesson. Let's go to our next lesson, where we will be learning how to switch control the LED light. Okay, that will be our next test. I'll see you in another video. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe to the channel for more updates. See you all. Thank you.